Hi, it's 89.9 QFM. I know you know that jam, and you sound good singing it. Now, listen, you're vibing with your girl, Joyce Kahuna, and I tell you what, folks, I told you I got some powerhouses coming in. Listen, all the kahunas are here, okay? Let me just say that. Transforming Communities Initiative, talking about North Hartford, and just talking about things getting done. There is a big event coming up, and I got 4 guests in the studio. So before I do anything else, let me just kind of put a little respect on their name. First of all, I got Tiffany Young. She's the Senior Director, Community Engagement and Advocacy for the Y.W.C.A. Hartford Region. You can say hey.
Hey,
say hello.
happy to be here.
Listen, also I've got Carolyn Alessi. I hope I said that right.
Ma'am.
I got her in the house. She's the Regional Director, Community Health and Well-Being for Trinity Health of New England. She is in the house.
Thank you, Joyce. Happy to be here.
Nice to have you here. And Andrew Woods is here. Oh, we all know Andrew as well. He's the Executive Director, Hartford Communities That Care, Incorporated. Andrew is in the house. Andrew, welcome.
It's good to be here.
And Siobhan Woods. Hey, Siobhan. Siobhan is the founder and Executive Director, Hartford Health Initiative, Incorporated.
Hi, everyone.
Listen, so okay, that was the hard part. just welcoming you all. And so welcome. So there's a big program coming up, right? Big celebration in the community, but there's some serious things to talk about as it relates to North Hartford. So this particular undertaking is called Transforming Communities Initiative. And so as we say that to our listeners, what exactly does that mean, and why is it so important right now, and why is it significant, this major effort, this major undertaking for North Hartford? What is important right now for our listeners to know?
This is Carolyn Alessi, Regional Director for Community Health and Wellbeing. One of the things that I wanted to really make sure everyone understood is that Transforming Communities Initiative is a 5-year community-driven initiative that Trinity Health has identified in neighborhoods where our hospitals reside that have been historically disenfranchised. And so North Hartford is a community that is a priority community for us. And we believe that if we invest our funding in that particular neighborhood, that we will see that neighborhood actually be transformed. And the special part about the collaborative is that it's community driven. It's not systems driven. We're not saying this is what you guys should do and have accountability for that. We are saying, what do you want to do? What's the pressing need in your community, and how do you want to solve that? What policies, systems, environmental change do you want to do? And that's been a 5-year initiative. We're in our 4th year, and we're getting really excited about some of the things that are happening within the area that we're targeting.
And so 5 years, wow. Time is just passing so quickly, I am sure. And so what successes have you seen as it relates to this initiative that you're pretty proud of?
I think one of the biggest successes is we all know that in Hartford, many collaboratives exist. We have a number of them across the city. But this one is very special because I have really seen the residents, agencies, community partners all come together, put down any of their silos, come together collaboratively and really design what it is that they can see happen in their community and have rules of engagement that everyone feels their voice is shared amongst the table and that they're shifting that. We've also seen capacity being built. We've seen a lot of our residents learn how to do community voice participatory research, how to collect data, being able to host power sessions amongst their residents that are really effective in getting out what really keeps people up at night. So those are some of the really great successes of the process so far. And I think part of TCI is capacity building. How do we get agencies to build capacity in areas that maybe they otherwise wouldn't? How do we have residents develop professional skills that maybe they wouldn't have otherwise been able to acquire? And so that's some of the successes that I see.
Oh, and you're listening to the voice of Carolyn Alessi. She's the Regional Director, Trinity Health of New England. And so, so they say build it and they will come. But then when you have an individual that helps build it, they will stay. And certainly that's what that means. And so as we look at partnership and as we look at this collaboration, and I mentioned a number of folks that are in the house. And so So when we talk about collaboration and we talk about some of the roles that you play, Tiffany Young, so you're here, you're representing the Y.W.C.A. Hartford Region and all the partnerships in bringing our community together to get this initiative done. What would you like our listeners to know as it relates to this initiative and why it's important to them?
Yes, just to piggyback and reiterate what Carolyn was saying. Yes, we talk about capacity building, but really, when we break that down, what that truly is making sure our community understands that this is happening with them and not to them, right? Because for so many years, traditionally, historically, that has happened. So this all started on the ground with being able to have those one-on-one conversations, community conversations, and making sure the voices of the community were actually heard, and not just heard, but now it's being transformed and they're truly owning it. And so, when we talk about this capacity building, this is about building us up. This is about building our communities up, and so that we can then see the results.
And how important is that to have the community have a voice? Right, as opposed to this just kind of be forced on them, to help them be able to focus. These are our current needs right now in our community, and these are the needs that you're immediately meeting. And so it's a 5-year plan, 5-year undertaking already almost, right? And so how exciting is that? And so folks, if you're just tuning in, I told you I got 4 powerhouses here in the studio to talk about transforming communities, an initiative and a big event coming up on July 2nd. So Andrew Woods is here from Hartford Communities That Care. It's been doing so much in the community for such a long time. All of these organizations are pillars in our community. So, Andrew, what do you have to say about the initiative, and what would you like to add?
Sure. I have been doing this work for quite some time, and one of the most discouraging parts of some of the work that I do is when we talk about in the context of public safety, violence and trauma work, etc. And for years, me wanting to do this in my background, I'm a social worker by training, but also a person who understands that you cannot achieve public safety and address issues that a lot of folks are dealing with if you're not addressing health and wellness, issues around health and wellness. And for me, when I was, as I enrolled in part of this process with TCI, it was really appealing to me because of that very fact that this is an opportunity to continue to push forward the message that everything really starts with your health and your wellness. You cannot deal with a lot of challenges that people are faced with if you're not healthy, if you're not eating healthy, if you're not engaged with pro-social activities, etc. in our community. And nothing is more important today than being healthy and being connected to folks who are looking to improve the quality of their lives.
Oh, that health and wellness makes all of the difference, certainly. And as we talk about health and wellness, we've got Siobhan Woods hanging out in the studio from Hartford Health Initiative. And Siobhan, I know you from the community as well. You've been doing so much as it relates to some of the different CPR classes that you've offered community residents or grow your own products as it relates to that. And so you're working with this initiative, this health initiative. Why is this crucial for you right now? And what are you hearing from some of the voices that you're working with, particularly also as it relates to some of the data?
Thank you. So Hartford Health Initiative was founded on the fact of what everyone is saying here, right? If you're not healthy, you're unable to be productive, unable to have public safety in the community. And so us joining the TCI team was an organic alignment. And for me, being a part of this project, I am the capacity building, right? I am the local evaluator on this project. And a lot of times when we think of a local evaluator, someone coming from outside of our community to understand our community. And so it is a unique position that I have to be able to gain the voices of our community, something that is ingrained in our organization, and be of the community as well. And so, I mean, that's why we're here. That's why it's super important. And from the data perspective, as Tiffany and Carolyn have echoed, is that it's come from the ground up. Everything that we have done have been built on what we've heard from the community or our collaborative that's made of upwards of 20 plus organizations and individuals. And so what we have to offer as Hartford Health Initiative is lived experience, our research, expertise, and our willingness to work as a team with the other individuals on a TCI collaborative.
And so when you say you're a local evaluator, what are some of the things that you're seeing and you're walking away with that you're inspired by and you're really seeing a difference?
So what I would say in the beginning, what I walk away with is that people know exactly what they want and exactly what they need, right? They understand the solutions, and it really just takes a team like this, a team outside of ours, right, to be able to pour into them and provide the capacity for them to see to fruition what their solutions are. So we've learned about, they are the experts. And so our job moving forward is to continue to flourish those ideas and gain more input from them so that we know that we're on the right track. That's where we are in this process now, is we hear what you're saying, and here is what could possibly happen with that, and are we on the right track? And so what we have planned to do is to constantly, not only one time, but throughout the project, right? We have multiple years left, and at different points, continuously engage people, bring people in to be a part of the process and work with them, not for them.
Okay. All right. And so, folks, listen, if you're just tuning in, I've got four powerhouses in the studio. I've got Tiffany Young, a senior director, the Y.W.C.A. Hartford Region. I've got Carolyn Alessi. She is the regional director for Trinity Health of New England, Community Health and Wellbeing. Andrew Woods is here, executive director, Hartford Communities That Care. And Siobhan Woods, you just heard her voice, founder and executive director for Hartford Health Initiatives. And so we're just having a conversation, right? This is called Transforming Communities Initiative, Health Through Connecting. And so partnerships, right, mean so much. And you have so many organizations that come together and partner, and a lot of money, millions of dollars right now is being put into the North End. And there's a big event coming up July 2nd. Right. What do you want to share with our listeners, not only regarding that event, but also future events? Just the hope of what is to come from this North Hartford Partner Initiative. What would you like our listeners to know? And any of you can kind of chime in.
Sure, I think it's important to add that our TCI Community
TCI.
Day, yes, ma'am, Transforming Communities Initiative is happening next Wednesday on Barbour Street, right in front of Unity Plaza, and that will be from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we're going to have music, food, fun, things for the youngins. From face painting to animal balloon making. We have Hartford Fire Department coming out so that the kids can walk through the truck engine. Just a lot of good things going on. And of course we have and I do say DJ Joyce, who will be joining us from 11 to 1 o'clock p.m. And also, and equally as important, this will be an opportunity really to introduce much of the community to what TCI is and what this initiative is, and an invitation to make sure that everyone who wants to be involved in this initiative, in this process, in this movement, is able to do that and know that they are welcome to do that. So we're super excited and hope everyone comes out to join us next Wednesday right at Unity Plaza, and we're doing it in concert with Wake Up Wednesdays. So we will be out there all day long, and there's over 35 resource tables available. And these are all organizations from throughout our community. Many health services will be provided. So it is an opportunity for all of Hartford residents to, one, get to know TCI, and an opportunity for TCI to get to know the community.
Oh, there it is. And so listen, and so folks, as you hear that acronym TCI, it means Transforming Communities Initiative. It's a partnership, and it's a party with a purpose. You know, as we're talking about the North End and some of the challenges and the monies that they're being put in, it sounds like this is our listeners' opportunity to come out and share their voice, right? To get their boots on the ground, right? To be involved in community action, if you will. And so Tiffany was just talking about save the date. Tell a friend to call your sister, call your mama, call your dad. Save the date. It's all going down July 2nd. from 11 to 5, and it's a Barbour Street Plaza, right? It's a community event dedicated to reimagining North Hartford in a community-driven future, and so that's what this is about. So we need for you to be there. It's going to be filled there. I hear there's fun, there's food. You know there's good music because I'm being the house. But most importantly, there's a number of community resources that are so needed right now. You know, so many families are going through so much right now. You know, and we joke and we say party with a purpose. But this is a serious matter, if you will, because there are families in need of services, right? And so as we're talking about monies being put in the communities, you have families saying, what about me? How do I connect? How do I learn more? Well, you learn more by coming out. July 2nd is the date from 11 until 5 o'clock. A number of resources that are going to be there to help you. Folks, I want to thank you for coming through, for joining me on 89.9 QFM. Is there anything that I didn't ask you that you want our listeners to know? And then do you have any shout outs? And then we're going to jump into some jams. And so I'm just kind of going to go down the line, if you will. Anything that you want to pipe in for our listeners?
This is Carolyn. I really want to emphasize that the whole purpose of TCI is that we are identifying a neighborhood where there is promise for accelerating revitalization, and that's why we chose the Uni Plaza, Barbour Street, to host our TCI community event, because there's a number of different initiatives happening outside of TCI on that corridor with the Renaissance District Project, Citadel of Love, the library, and TCI has also identified opportunities to create access points for healthy foods by looking at the Healthy Bodega model, looking at healthy residential living models to connect intergenerational living, and a healthy hub to create access for those who need mental health support, but also mental health therapy. So it's more than just the event. It's really transforming that particular corridor that I want everyone to understand and be able to participate in the surveys that are happening on that day so that we can have your voice incorporated into the design.
Oh, and Carolyn, you said so much. You know, you talked about all the designs that's happening around the area, and to just let that area know there's hope. And that you're all working on it right now. It's like, I see you.
Absolutely.
and we got our finger on you, and we're going to get this thing done right here in the Unity Plaza area. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Don't give me these awkward pauses. I see y'all thinking, and let the listeners know. Come on, take it away.
Well, just know that area was not chosen by us. It was chosen by the collaborative, right?
And now, what does that mean?
What does that mean is that we said, where should we be, right? Where's the place in North Hartford where we should focus our attention? And the collaborative is the one that chose that location, right? And so as we mentioned from the beginning to the end, right, it has our community all through it. We will be conducting surveys, but there will be also raffles for the surveys because we appreciate your voices. So definitely come out and use your voice.
And then as you say that, Siobhan, and we have our listeners and we're talking about using their voice, if by chance they cannot make it out on the 2nd, how do they get involved in this collaborative? What is the best way? Is it contacting one of the partner organizations? Is it as simple as that? Contacting the Y.W.C.A. and say, hey, you know what? I heard this on the radio. I want to get involved in that. How do I go about that? So, is it contacting the Hartford? Andrew, I'm looking dead at you. At Hartford Communities That Care. I saw the acronym of it. You know I love you, brother.
Yes, I think it's an opportunity to contact any of the collaborative.
Okay.
And I just want to take a couple of seconds to talk about what the collaborative is.
Sure.
Because the collaborative is various community-based organizations around the city of Hartford. It's also community advocates, which means it's the residents. So when we talk about we see you, that's because we are you. We are all a part of this community. So we want to make sure that we understand when we're talking about collaborative, it's not just you, it's not just me, it's all of us.
Everybody.
And that is truly the initiative and our focus and how we see things in order to be able to move this work forward. So when we talk about the collaborative, we're talking about a collab for my
Yes,
people, right?
yes.
Coming together.
Yes.
This is all about unity, and that's really what this day is truly a day of unity and voices from our residents to our business executives, all in our community wanting to see a change and being a part of the change.
And how important is that, huh?
Absolutely.
To have the community's voice involved. I want to thank you all for coming through. If everyone has piped in and got the information out, we're going to look to see you. July 2nd is the date. Unity Plaza is the location. That Barbour Street area.
Yes.
Tell a friend to tell a friend and come on out and let's have a good time. Now, we got to jump into some music. So I appreciate y'all hanging out with us.
We appreciate you.
But we got, and I'm going to see you on Wednesday. I'll be out there. 11 o'clock it kicks off. So, and there's a big press conference as well that's going to go down. But most importantly, community, come out. Just not saying, oh, nothing happens in this area. We need for you to come on out and come on out and get involved. And so talking about getting involved, I got to get back to work. And so I got to get some work on the air. And so what are we going to give our listeners for their ride home? But before I do that, any shout outs? I cannot not allow y'all to do shout outs if you have shout outs. Because y'all some hardworking people up in here.
I want to give two shout outs. One to Miss Helen Nixon in Northeast NRZ for being so supportive of this initiative, and also to St. Francis Hospital, who's leading this initiative, and Trinity Health, who's funding it, along with our lead CBO, the Y.W.C.A. Hartford Region.
All right. Now, what are we going to send our listeners to?
Oh, well, I got that down for you. Well, I figure since we're out in the community, right, and this is all about community, what better way to leave the studio other than boots on the ground?
Oh, there it is. Get your boots together, folks. Come on out, folks. July 2nd is the date. Come on, let's go. Thank you for joining us. Oh, where them fans at? Come on, let's go.
Where them fans